Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. For some of you who subscribe me, my new subscribers, maraming salamat for joining me in this journey. I'm gonna make sure that every week, every few days, that you have something to learn, na madagdagdagan yung kaalaman nyo every week na nagpo-post ako ng mga videos. So thank you for following me. And I would like to encourage other people to come together and watch the videos in YouTube that I posted many more than 100s now for anything, for education, for nursing, and for research and everything. So today it's a research day. Okay, I've devoted this time to all students, professionals, anyone doing your master's, your term paper, your thesis, whatever research you're doing right now. I'm going to give you some ideas on how to get a good mark on your research. So I want to talk about gender inequality in terms of research. This topic could be anything from any humanities courses, sociology courses, whatever masters you're doing related to human health or political issues and stuff like that. You can use this topic. This topic is so versatile that you can apply it to business. If you're doing business courses, this is a really good topic. Gender equality or gender inequalities. So, in the past, I've been reading, like, before this COVID pandemic, there was so many issues. There were many issues about gender inequalities in our country and anywhere in the world. It's with the politics and everything, the laws, the policies. So these are the things that you have to consider when you're considering a topic of gender equality or inequalities. You have to be an open-minded writer, okay? Because it doesn't just focus on the gender itself. It is a broad topic that it goes around with social and political aspects, especially in the communities. Based on my understanding, so when it comes to gender, you need to think back, way back. If you're gonna choose this topic, gender inequalities in the workplace, gender inequalities at school, gender inequalities in the community, gender inequalities within the family, so you can choose these topics. Okay, you can use these dimensions so that you'll be able to explore more whatever your preferences is. Okay, I'm giving you the hints now. Always follow kung ano yung close to your heart. Remember, I've been telling you this, close to your heart na kung ano yung i-focus mo. Are you gonna focus on gender inequalities in terms of politics? Are you going to focus on gender inequalities in terms of societal issues or within family issues, community issues, educational issues? So you have so many, what do you call this one, selections that you can freely explore your ideas, whatever your preference is. But I'll give you some helpful hints, okay? Let's say, for example, you want to focus on gender inequalities or the origins of gender inequalities or the factors that affect gender inequalities. That's a good one. What are those factors? I'm going to ask you right now. So again, go back to your title. The factors that affect or causes gender inequalities. Always choose those most important words in your title. When you think back in your family, if you're a student right now and you go back in your family, your relatives, did you ever see the gender inequality as you grew up? That's a good first part of your paper, because you need to have this background thing. You cannot just go digging into the factors that affect gender inequalities. You need to dig in. You need to dig deeper. Go back. When you were born. If you're a male or female right now, and you are trying to write this topic or this research about gender inequality, think back, put yourself in that situation when gender inequality started in your own home. Some people may not realize this, okay? Think about it when some of your relatives, if you notice, when they know they were pregnant. When a woman knows that she's pregnant with a baby boy or a baby girl, what do you think is the first thing that woman would do, the pregnant woman would do? That woman would prepare and shop for the baby. And guess what? Here comes the blue color, here comes the pink color, because that's where gender identity started. That's where you can dig deeper and state that in maybe the first page in your paragraph, or in your introduction of how this thing started. Because when you do that, if I'm your teacher and you give me a background that, Mr. Frank is stating that gender inequality started at home, so and so, it's probably going to be so interesting, I'm going to read more. So again, make your introduction a really interesting one. Because if you're going to give a boring introduction in your term paper, or even if you're presenting this, even if you're presenting this one in the class, you need to have a good introduction that your viewers or listeners will tune into you without blinking their eyes, because that's where you get the attention of your viewers or your listeners. When you have really good impact, a good beginning when you're presenting or writing this research. Now, after you dig deeper, the beginning of it, then you can slowly incorporate some of the ideas and then go for the major impact that you want to impress your teacher. These are the causes. These are the factors that affect gender inequalities. Where? At home, society, within politics, in the educational system, in the you can also use in the religious institution, in the any areas in our society. You can focus it and then give proof. Okay, you don't just have to say that in the community, blah blah blah, we see this inequalities happening. What are those? You need to be specific. You need to identify those most important, crucial explanations and examples that you can impress your teacher. Why do you think that example you gave for gender inequality is important? And why is it affecting the society? Is it affecting yourself itself? Because when I write a paper or when I create a presentation, sometimes I target the person itself, because it's really good when you can relate to it, that, oh, it seems like ako ang tinamaan. You know what I mean? So, let's say for example, if you focus in the educational system on how the educational system supposed to promote gender equality, you can cite some advantages and disadvantages, okay? There are so many, I've heard and I've seen so many wrong information and wrongdoings on how the society promote gender inequality. And it really influences everyone in the community, almost everyone in the community. Dahil alam nyo naman, sa bansa natin, kung anong sinabi ni ganito, kakalat sa ganito, dadagdagan ni ganito. So, those are the things that you really need to cite. What are those misinformation, misunderstanding, miscommunication that challenges this issue, na lalong lumalala yung issue, especially with the fake news, right? So, if you're writing gender inequality as your presentation, as your thesis, as your paper, you have to make sure that your mind is open for any other concepts, okay? Kasi maboboard ang teacher nyo kung i-focus nyo lang sa isang dimension, okay? You need to have tons of dimension, put it together na isa pa rin yung parang pinakabuong concept as gender inequality or gender equality. Dahil your teachers wants to be impressed. I want to be impressed if I'm your teacher. Kaya it's very important na make sure if you choose this topic, discuss every causes, discuss every risk, discuss every influences, either outside influences, inside influences, community, politics, whatever. If you can focus two or three of those aspects, dimensions, you can get a good grade. So make sure that you do your research. When you write this topic, make sure this is the good thing of this topic. Marami kayong makukuhang mga resources via internet na makapag-support ng ideas on what you throw there when you're writing it, okay? Marami because again, it's a trending issue since even in the before pandemic, this was already very trending because of so many politics going on with it, and the laws and the policies. So make sure na very creative ang paggawa nyo nito, okay? Do not be too focused in one. Make sure you have open mind para maging maganda ang flow ng research nyo, a discussion nyo. And one thing too that I want to elaborate in this video. Pag kailangan nyo ng participants, or if you want to interview a person who's a part of this LGBTQ+ group, yun din nakakadagdag ng best information doon sa research mo or presentation mo. Kasi you have basis eh. Mahirap yung ikaw lang yung magsasalita, mahirap yung ikaw lang yung mag-isip. You have to have some views from the society, from the community, at yun ang pinakamaganda na you throw it there. You don't have to agree on everything. Itong maganda, if you are a good researcher or you're a good presenter, you don't have to agree on everything. No, kahit yung teacher mo nag-agree, you don't have to agree on everything. As long as you have proof, as long as you can stand for it, as long as may ideas ka na may pa-follow up, because again, it's not everything that you have to say yes, even though you don't think it's yes. So again, I want to encourage you na you need to be open-minded, think outside the box. Always think outside the box, because kalimitan ng mga estudyante, they're just so comfortable with that comfort zone, and they're so afraid to get out that comfort zone dahil baka magkamali ako, baka ayaw ng teacher ko, baka... Don't feel intimidated by your teacher. I keep saying this. Do not. Dahil hindi lahat ng teacher alam kung anong ginagawa niyong kind of research. Itong mga teacher ding iba, hindi rin nila alam kung ano yung ginagawa niyong research. Impress them. Give them the best research that you can or presentation that you can. Dahil doon makukuha yung good marks. And that's how I become successful when I was a student. Dahil I don't rely on what I read in my book. In the book, I have an open mind that I voice my own views and I don't agree with everything. Okay, as long as I can prove to it. So I hope you learned something from this little talk that I've shared with you. And please don't forget to subscribe, share this video dahil marami pa akong ituturo sa inyo, lalo na sa mga estudyante. Feel free to message me if you have any questions or concerns na regarding your thesis or you're doing your research. I'm here na pwede akong mag-guide sa inyo, okay? Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe. I'll see you again in a few days. Bye for now.